Hey, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Omega Blankpage coming at you with another video, and what you guys are going to watch today is just my Masked Hero Burning Abyss deck profile. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. I personally find that this deck is, fun, consistent, and I know it's really competitive as well. I have two deck profiles. This one's more for casual use, but it can also be used for competitive use. But the second deck profile I'll be giving later on in the video will be pure, competitive, just because of the sole fact that it has more trap cards and stuff like that. So this one's more casual, more fun, I think, personally, whereas the second deck profile I'll be giving later on in the video, it'll be more competitive than casual. But just to start off, guys, I bet a lot of you guys might be wondering, why am I mixing together a hero engine with a Burning Abyss engine? Those two do not work together. I mean, a lot of you might be thinking I'm kind of retarded or something, like, but a lot of you might be fooling yourself with this card's effect right here. You guys might be thinking that it only works with hero decks, but that is not true. Let me read off the effect. Discard one card and target one face-up monster you control that has a level. Send it to the graveyard and special summon one Masked Hero monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as that monster, but with a higher level. So this card right here can work with any deck out there, as long as you try to make it consistent and stuff. So obviously all the monsters in the main deck are dark, and 3 of the Masked Hero cards in the extra deck are dark. I do have one light monster, but you can only get him out with Virgil. He is a level 8, he is a level 6, so you can definitely get out Masked Hero Koga with Virgil. But you just need to get out a monster, and obviously Burning Abyss is known to be very, very, quick. It's one of the top 3 decks out there. It can be really sacky. I'm using the Burning Abyss engine just because it's that fast. You can just special summon these guys from your hand, as long as you don't have a spell or trap card set in your, back row. So obviously, if you start off with a Burning Abyss card, or a Mass Chain second card in your hand, bam, you can just get out a Masked Hero Dark Law if you wanted to, or an Anki as well. I just it works really, really good, especially in mirror matches. Like, I'll say you're going off against another Burning Abyss deck, or Infernoids or something. I mean, obviously if you get out Dark Law, you can just shut them down right there. I mean, they cannot really do anything. I mean, they can try and get out Dante, since Dark Law does have 2400 attack. And Dante does have, you can have a potential 2500 attack out there. But that's why I made a competitive one, and this one's more casual. This one's not meant to go up against top tier decks. I mean, it can definitely take them out. That's why I made 2 of them. But I think that's enough ranting about how the deck works and why I formed them together. Let's just go over the deck profile, like what the cards are in the main deck and in the extra deck, and also keep a note that these cards in the side deck are not meant to be in the side deck. I mean, you obviously can put them in the side deck, but these are just cards that you can also use to put in the main deck. So you can just obviously switch out a card or two, and, add these cards into the main deck. But now let's just jump right into the deck profile itself. So we are running 3 Destiny Hero Malicious, just because of the sole fact that Burning Abyss is known to be sending cards to the graveyard through Dante. So obviously if you send Malicious to the graveyard, you can just special summon them by, banishing 1 from your graveyard and, special summoning 1 from your deck. I'm running them at 3. I think 2 is just not good enough, so I run them at 3. 3 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. I mean, obviously, if this guy gets special summoned, you can add 1 change card. Boom, that card right there to your hand. If this guy gets sent to the graveyard, you can just add another one of him from your deck to your hand. We are running 3 Evil Swarm Caster. He works pretty dang good. I mean, obviously, if you summon this card, and if you had another one of him in your hand, or this guy right here, Sentinel, in your hand, you can just special summon that guy. And obviously these cards can shut down decks pretty dang fast if their deck runs solely or this card. I mean, this guy can shut off level 5 special summon, like effects. I mean, obviously this guy can just shut him down. So 3 Evil Swarm Caster, 2 Tour Guide from the Underworld. This chick right here, she's just known to be in a Burning Abyss deck. She just, special summons them. negates their effect so that they don't get destroyed. And then you can just go right into Dante if you want to, or another level 3 XC monster. 2 Steel Worm Sentinel. He can just shut down level 5s effects. I mean, that's pretty good, I think. Obviously, if their deck runs solely on level 5 or higher effects and stopping you from making plays. 2 Graph. I mean, he's just a really good Burning Abyss card. 2 Skarm. He's my favorite Burning Abyss card that there is, just because you can just add a level 3 Dark Fiend monster from your deck to your hand. I mean, that can be any one of them. It can be Curry Bandit. It can be another Tour Guide. It can just be another Burning Abyss card. 2 Rubik, just because of the sole reason of getting out Virgil. 2 Lubick. This is one of the newer Burning Abyss cards, and I actually find that's actually pretty okay. You can special summon 1 level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your hand. It's not as good as Skarm, I think, but it's pretty good. And 1 Sir he just special summons Burning Abyss monsters from your graveyard, and obviously a lot of these Burning Abyss cards are going to be going to your graveyard. And 1 Curry Bandit, just to search out some trap cards and spell cards while sending the remaining cards, like these guys, to the graveyard so that they can activate their effects as well. So that's it for the monsters. There is 23 monsters, and obviously if you guys want to add more, you guys can just add Plague Spare Zombie. He's good for getting out Beelzy with Malicious. That is the most infamous way how to get out Beelzy in Yu-Gi-Oh! So obviously if you guys want to just work those guys into the deck, just check out a couple of cards here or there and add them into it. Rainbow Dark Dragon can also be added to the deck, just because of the sole reason of this, all the monsters in the main deck being dark. And obviously if you send 7 monsters to the graveyard, then you can just banish them to get out Rainbow Dark Dragon, and he's a 4,000 tank, so that's gonna be hard to get over. You can also add 1 Blackluster Soldier and Void of the Beginning. You have to send Virgil or Master Koga and 1 of the dark monsters to the graveyard to get out Blackluster Soldier. So those are 4 pretty good cards you can add to the deck to make it more fun, to make it more competitive in a way, if you guys want to. That is why they're down there in the side deck, just because I think that they can add more to the deck if you guys want them to. Okay, so now we're just going to jump right into the spell and trap cards of the main deck. There is, a couple spell and trap cards in the side deck. If you guys want to add those cards to the main deck, obviously just take some cards out, put some in. So we're running 3 Mass Change Second. Obviously this is the sole card to getting out these Master cards in your extra deck. So that is why we are running at 3. That is, pretty obvious. 2 Smash Charge. This card is pretty handy just to get at Elemental Hero Shadow Mist and a Mass Chain Second from your graveyard and add them to your hand. So next turn you can go into one of these 4 Mass Hero cards in the extra deck. 1 Swords of Revealing Light, just in case you want to hold off your opponent for 3 turns, just to stall to get some more cards in your hand, or to make some good plays without your opponent attacking you. I mean, obviously they can get rid of it with like an MST or something, but I think it's just a good card in general. It's one of my favorite spell cards of all time, so that's why we are running it at 1. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. This is just get rid of back row, pretty stationary. 2 Night Beam, just to get rid of face down set spell trap cards without their effects activating. So it's one of my more favorite spell cards as well. 2 Mirror Force, just for just in case your opponent is attacking into you. You can just obliterate their entire, front line of monsters. 2 Reinforcement of the Army. This card right here is just to get a Malicious or a Elemental Hero Shadow Mist to your hand, or a Evil Swarm Caster to your hand. I don't really recommend adding Malicious to your hand, just because he's a level 6 monster, and he can be kind of cloggy once he's in your hand. So I wouldn't recommend adding him to your hand. I would just recommend getting Shadow Mist or Caster to your hand. And one guard treasure. This card, I think it's kind of underrated. Let's just read its effect. Activate this card by discarding 5 cards. Draw 2 cards. While this card's on the field, draw 2 cards instead of 1 for your normal draw during your draw phase. So obviously drawing 2 cards a turn is actually pretty good, I think. I mean, I think it's kind of underrated. The only bad thing about it is that it is continuous. Once it gets destroyed, you can no longer draw 5 cards. Or 2 cards a turn, my bad. So, I think it's kind of underrated. I think it kind of needs to be more. I think that it's a good card to use in this deck, especially if you discard 5 cards, and obviously discard like 5 Burning Abyss cards or something like that. All their effects are going to go off to where you can just add even more cards to your hand, or put cards out on the field. I just think it's a pretty good card, and that's why I am running it at 1. And 2, Hero Signal. This is just to special summon a elemental hero monster from your deck or your hand, which will be Shadow Mist. And if Shadow Mist gets special summoned, you can add 1 changed quick spell card from your deck to your hand, to where you then can just go right into Dark Law or Anki. So that is it for the main deck, guys. 40 cards, 23 monsters, 13 spells, 4 traps, and now we're just going to go right into the extra deck. So 1 Master Hero Koga. You can only get him out with Virgil, unless you add more light monsters to the main deck. Like, let's say Raiden or something. He can always work with a deck like this pretty easily. So Raiden can actually work if you want to add him to the deck. Master Hero Dark Law, running him at 2. He can just shut down cards pretty easily, or decks like Burning Abyss or Infernoids, and sometimes Shaddolls. I think it's just a really, really good card, and that is why we are running him at 2. I think he's a format changer. He can be a game changer with Master Hero or Master Change Second. This card, I think it's just kind of broken, just to be able to just get out a Dark Law or a Anki in any deck. When I was reading this effect, and I was making an elemental hero deck, trust me, and then I saw what this card read, and then I just quickly changed my deck to a Burning Abyss deck, just because of the sole fact this card is just kind of broken. 3 Dante, he's pretty standard in a Burning Abyss deck. I don't know what Burning Abyss deck doesn't have him. 2 Virgil, 1 Evil Swarm Ophion, 1 Daigasto Emerald, 1 Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut, 1 101 Silent Horror Arc, 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, and 1 number 30 Acid Golem of Destruction. That is it for the extra deck, guys. We're now just going to go right into the side deck cards. These cards can be put in the side deck, but I would rather prefer adding these cards to the main deck, if anything. But you guys can just keep them as a side deck. These are good cards to use for the deck, so that is why they are here. So 1 Foolish Burial, a Dark World Dealings, Plague Predator Zombie can work. BLZ can work. Rainbow Dark Dragon can work. Black Lecture Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning can work. A Hero Live, just to get out Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. I like Hero Signal more because this requires you sacrificing life points, which is pretty shitty, if I have to say so myself. 1 Skyscraper 2 Hero City. I don't really like it just because it's the field spell card, whereas Hero Signal is just a stationary normal trap card. 1 A Hero Emerges. This card is pretty good. It's when an opponent declares an attack, your opponent chooses 1 random card from your hand. Then if it is a monster, that can be special summon it, otherwise send it to the graveyard. I think that's a pretty good card to add to the deck. And 1 Fake Hero, special summon 1 elemental hero from your hand. That monster cannot attack and returns to the hand during the end phase. So obviously you would want a Master Change Second in your hand as well with a Fake Hero, otherwise it won't really work. But that is why I'm using Hero Signal instead. But again, you can use any of these cards in the extra deck or side deck. That is why they are here. Now we're just going to jump right into the second deck that I made that is more competitive than this one. This one is more casual, like I said earlier. So we're just going to jump right into that one now. Okay, so this is the more defensive Master Hero Burning Abyss deck, or the more competitive one, I think. So we're just going to jump right into the deck profile. I already named off some of the combos that can happen, or what each card does. So we're just going to just name off all the cards now. 2 Shadow Mist, 3 Caster, 2 Underworld, 2 Sentinel, 2 Graph, 2 Skarm, 2 Rubik, 2 Lubick, 1 Sir, 3 Mass Change Second, 2 Mass Charge, 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Night Beam, 2 Mirror Force, 2 Reinforcement of the Army just to get out, Elemental Hero Shadow Mist if you do not have them in your hand, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device, 1 Solemn Warning, 2 Vanity's Emptiness, 2 Magic Cylinder, and 2 Forbidden Lance. The highest attack that this deck can, potentially have is actually only 2,800. So if your opponent does summon a level or a 3,000 attack or more monster, obviously that can be trouble for this deck. Obviously there is ways to, destroy it. But that, I think Forbidden Lance, if you have it in your hand, you can just totally F them up. So, that is why all these cards are here, just in case they can get over Anki, or they can just somehow just get out a tank out there. So this deck is just a lot more defensive, if anything, which can make it more competitive. So obviously if you play more offensive, your offense will just kill it. So defense is the best offense, I like to say. So that is the main deck, guys. We just added a lot more traps and 2 more spells to the main deck, if anything, and we just took out some of the monsters. Alright, so jumping into the extra deck, it is actually the same extra deck as the one before it. So you guys can just rewind the video just to copy down the extra deck. But we do have some different side deck cards. You guys might see Guarded Treasures not in the main deck anymore. I took it out, but you guys can definitely add it to this deck as well. That's why it is in the side deck. And we do have Dark World Dealings. I think that's just a really good card. We do have Fire Lake of Burning Abyss. This just can just work really, really well. 1 Swords of Revealing Light. I took it out, but if you guys just want to put it back in, it's actually pretty good. 1 Parallel Twister. This card can just destroy any card on the field as long as you discard 1 card from your hand to the grave. Or, someone other spell or trap card you control to the graveyard, then target 1 card on the field. So, my bad, I actually read it wrong. But, it's still really, really good. I mean, you can destroy any card on the field, whether it's a monster, spell, or trap card. So, if you, that's just another way to just get rid of, like, a tank card out there. So that's why it's here. And we have 1 Foolish Burial in the side deck as well, if you guys want to put it in. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. I think this deck is going to be like one of the first of its kind, using like a Elemental Hero, engine, kind of with a Burning Abyss engine. Just Masked Heroes with Burning Abyss. I think that's just a whole new thing that I'm starting now. It might catch on, it might not. I mean, I don't know, but I think it's good. It's won me a couple of games since I've been trying it out for like the past week. So I think it's really, really good. You guys should definitely try it out if you guys are watching this, and just show people what's up with their Burning Abyss Masked Hero deck. I've gotten talked shit on DevPro for using this deck by 2 people. I ended up winning the duel just because they were using a Burning Abyss deck, and this deck is good against mirror games. So just keep in mind that not doing something different is not always bad. But hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you guys haven't already, subscribed for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I upload videos every Friday through Sunday. I've been trying to upload more recently, like Monday through Thursday, but it is kind of hard just because my whole schedule with school and stuff. So, but you guys can definitely expect a new video out every Friday through Sunday, and hopefully you guys will enjoy playing this deck. I have been, and just keep in mind that this is the competitive one, and the one before is the casual one. So pick whichever one you guys want to use, or if you guys want to formulate them together, or just use both of them, then just go right ahead. And if you guys haven't already, comment down below any card ideas you guys think would be good for this deck or any future decks. And if you guys just have any questions, just comment down below. If you guys have any requests for me to do, like any deck profiles you guys want me to do, I will gladly take requests. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys do have a great day, and see ya. Adios.